Hey guys, in my pursuit of making a video every day, I've decided to do a slideshare today so I don't have to get dressed and put on makeup. So today I'm talking about the second aspect of the four elements of your online marketing, and that is social media. Just to refresh you, the four elements of online marketing are your website, social media, email, and video marketing. And in regards to social media, it's important that you use it to bring to light the thing about you that is different to the gazillion other humans on the planet. You can just be yourself. It's especially if you're in a service-based business and a lot of other people can do the same task as you. The differentiator is going to be your personality. So don't be afraid to do it your way. Do it a way you enjoy. Do it in a way that brings light to your inner jewel and lets people get to know you. Number two, use your strengths. Like, don't try to just do what someone else does, even if it feels really horrible. I mean, if someone else is inspiring you and the way they do it resonates for you and feels great, then there is totally no harm in doing what feels good for you, but it needs to be about your strengths. Because if you are like, say for me, example, right, I really don't jive writing blog posts. It doesn't light me up. I can do it, but not very often. So, and I know that about myself now after several months of trying everything and looking at what is easy and what works and what doesn't. I know video is good for me, audio is good for me, writing blogs now and then. But a lot of people get a lot of success from writing, so you just need to know what works for you. And then it's a tough call. It's like, well, do I not do it because it's hard? If it's really going to grow your business and you need to do it, then you could outsource it. Sometimes it's an opportunity for personal growth. So sometimes it's important that you do try to kind of look at it and engage with it and move beyond, because it's going to help you. If it's just a comfort zone issue, I would recommend at least having a little try of getting outside the comfort zone, because we all know that amazing things happen outside the comfort zone. And point three about social media is that it's about relationships. It's about being social. And it's a great opportunity to create lasting relationships with your clients. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to make my opt-in, set up my email list, and the customers are just going to start buying my products like crazy. It's going to take a while. It's going to be ongoing. It's just a matter of serving, giving. And then a tipping point will come with certain customers where they're ready to move forward with you and work with you. So social media is a great way to just show yourself, share value, and hang with peeps. Now I'll just briefly run through these I think I did top 9 social media because there is a lot going on. Facebook is the biggest and most widely used social media platform. It covers pretty much all the demographic aspects of all of society, except the one demographic of the people who think Facebook is poop. So it's a great place to start. If you haven't got any social media presence at all, it's a kind of a have to. But beyond that, it's a great opportunity because you can do so much within Facebook. You can do photo, text, blogging. You can you can create events to bring attention to face-to-face workshops or online workshops. You can do live video, just, native video. You can, honestly, I could go on about Facebook for its whole own video. Instagram is the third largest in terms of active daily users, although that may have shifted recently because at this point of time, Stories has just come out on Instagram and it's causing a lot of excitement. So Snapchat was the second highest in active daily users, say 3 months ago. We'll see what happens. People used to think Instagram was just for product-based business, but it's great for service-based businesses. The main criteria of succeeding on Instagram, I would say, is understanding what looks good and how to deliver value to people there. You need to know what kind of pictures to post that are going to keep your people engaged, and it might not be pictures of your lunch, although if you're a food blogger, it's totally pictures of your lunch. every platform has its little nuances, and it's not that I can give you a blanket answer about whether it's going to work for your business. We'd have to have a chat. Yeah, I'm just doing an overview. Pinterest is a massive platform with a lot of women on there. I think it's over 70% of women in that sort of middle demographic, 20 to 55. It's very visual. If you're already there and you already have a following there, you may as well just be using that for your business as well. In terms of whether you enter there and start to build a profile, it depends massively on your business. And again, it's not something I can answer for you right now. I live in Australia, as you might be able to tell by my accent. So Twitter is not as huge in Australia as it is in the US. It's huge in the US. It's great for networking, collaborations. A lot of people in the States use it for business really successfully. I've seen some examples of that in Australia, but it doesn't seem as intensely easy and straightforward as Facebook. A lot of writers like Twitter. They like the 140 character challenge. It's totally a place where if you're consistent and you're hanging there a bunch, you're going to start making connections. And the same goes for all of the platforms. YouTube is the biggest video search engine of all video platforms. It's really good for your SEO on your website because it's owned by Google. So if you want to improve your SEO without having to pay, it's really great to have a YouTube channel linked to your website. And look, if I start going on about YouTube and video, I'm going to go on a 1 hour rant. It's so powerful. Video marketing is the way forward. And if you don't like doing videos, you're going to have to just try to snap yourself out of it, because the proof is in the pudding. Analytics wise, it's the most effective way to let people get to know you and to give value to them. It really speeds up the touch points, and it does it in a passive way so that you can just chuck some content up and just kick back. And when people want to get to know you, they're just going to find you if you've done all your customer journey link ups nicely. You've got your funnel working well. They're just going to find you, watch some videos, get to know you, and it just really increases the speed at which people are willing to work with you. I will stop. LinkedIn it's growing in terms of effectiveness for business marketing. It has a lot of similar features to Facebook, and it's a great place to be if your target market are corporate, or they want to be out of corporate, or they're recently corporate. It's a good place to be. It's really easy to pimp out, and I might do a video about that one time. If you already have a bunch of connections there, it's a great place to start leveraging them. And even if you don't, it's not very hard to grow your LinkedIn following just by publishing articles and having a great profile. Snapchat has the highest number of active daily users after Facebook. Is it not just for teenagers and perverts? It used to be because of its instant messaging feature, and it's really caught the attention of business people and marketers. It was said to be the social media of 2016, but we will see now that Facebook, who owns Instagram, has put stories over on Instagram. We'll see what happens to Snapchat, but it is still the place to be if you are targeting a young audience. So probably say less than 30. So tweens to 30 are totally on Snapchat. My daughter's 14 and we were talking about stories. She's like, it's not even a thing. People who love Snapchat are still going to be there. They're hanging out. They're loving it. Periscope was the #1 app of 2015. Facebook caught wind of that and we're like, oh, well, we'll just do Facebook Live. And I mean, I don't want to say Periscope's dead. It definitely still has its place, but it's nothing like what it was last year. Last year it was really blowing up and it felt really exciting, and it's just an issue of building up your followership. So if you already have a following on Periscope, totally stay there. The thing is, if you have a bigger following on Facebook, Facebook Live is probably going to do more for you. And Blab, I just talk about briefly because it's a platform that I was hanging out on a lot earlier in the year, and it's a live video. So like Facebook Live or Periscope, but instead of just one person presenting, you can have up to 4 presenters. It's great if you want to do a demonstration of a product or service. It's great for showing what an expert you are about something, and it's a really fun place to collaborate. That is what I loved best about Blab. And which one's right for you? There is no easy answer for that. I would say pretty much if you're in business, you need to be on Facebook. And then the other ones, it's a matter of sitting down, having a chat with someone who knows what they're on about. These are the criteria that I use. If you're already there, so if you already have a following or a bunch of connections there, it's a great start. But having said that, don't let it stop you. If you really want to nail a social media channel, you can totally make that happen. I grew on my Instagram following from 0 to 500 in a matter of weeks. And it's totally possible to grow a following if you know what you're doing. You need to enjoy being there. But beyond enjoyment, it's like you need to be able to be your juicy self there. So maybe, or if you don't enjoy it, maybe you're just really good at it, and it's really good at tapping into what you really are and who you really are. Like, I did not enjoy video at all when I started. And it's like, if you're afraid of spiders, you just get exposed to spiders and eventually the phobia goes. It's the same with me in video. I hated it. And now I love it. It's my favorite way to share content. And another important criteria is that your ideal client is there. If they're not there and you have them as a large following, say you have a massive email list but no one following you on Snapchat, could they be coaxed over? Like, would they come over? So if they were a young audience, I would say yes. If they're women and you want to move them over to Pinterest, probably yes. So that's what you need to think about. And my friend Brogan McAuliffe also suggested another one, which is a little bit like my number 2, is like, can you create content there? Can you really make new information out of your head go onto that platform is a great and important factor. How often to post? Consistency is totally important. Like, I have tried not being consistent because I'm a rebel and I have a busy life. And then I've had phases where I'm consistent, and consistency totally pays. It's not always easy because there are hard days, there are dog days where you don't want to be there. But when it pays off is when it comes time to launch, and then your peeps love you. You've been having conversations. You all will know each other really well. And if they're ready to move forward, then they're going to move forward with you because of that consistency. So, daily. And then each platform has its own nuances about more or less. Say, for instance, YouTube doesn't have to be daily. Pinterest, you can go up to like 10 or 21 posts a day. Yes, there's a big variable there. You need to see a specialist about how often to post. And that, my lovelies, is the end of my social media video for today. I missed out yesterday on SS Beta 13 because I was cleaning the windows in my house and I have a cold and all the other excuses. But I'm glad to be back on the pony today, and I would expect to see a video every day from me for the rest of August. Yeah, I hope this helped you. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you want more, you can subscribe. And there's a couple of links in the description as well of other ways you can get more free stuff from me. That's a kiss. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.